Hello, welcome back to my channel, Jerry with a G. Today we have Hisand, a Taleva, a TikTok superstar.
Stop it. You're making me shy.
So, what can I say about Hisand?
Nothing.
So sad. Nah, but seriously, Hisand is a medical student.
Yeah.
He is a person who cares about everyone, I know.
Nah,
Tries his best.
not really.
Is there anything you want to say about yourself?
Hi everyone. Hope you're doing well. Hi mom, if you're watching. Just thanks for having me, and I'm excited for this little conversation.
Yeah, you know, there's only like 5 or 10 people who just watch this channel.
Yes, nice.
Yes.
Thanks for listening.
But yeah, thanks for also, giving me your time.
Of
I know
course.
it's how busy you are.
Nah, not at all.
But yeah, so me and Hissan today thought a good topic to talk about would be struggles. And I think the best way to start is by kind of defining what we think struggle is. What do you think struggle is?
A lot of people ask me this. Actually, a few people have asked me this.
Yeah.
One person has asked me, that's you right now.
Me, yeah.
And I define struggle as being pushed to a absolute limit for a person. Like how much they can persevere through something and come out the other end from it. I think that's what I define as a struggle. Like a difficult time for a person.
Yeah.
And coming out of it.
Definitely, yeah. Something where it seems impossible almost to kind of get out of, basically, is a struggle, right?
Yeah.
And would you say that you've been able to, successfully get out of most of your struggles in your life, or?
Good question, Jerry with a G, if I may call you that.
Go on.
What does the G stand for? Gangster.
No, it's the Jerry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. What was your question?
Hey.
I would say, yeah, I've been lucky enough to have a few lows in my life that I've been able to recover from.
And looking back on them, are you happy you went through them? Because were they lows that kind of helped you see the world in a better way, or did they make you stronger?
Yeah, definitely. Like obviously when you're in the moment, you're just like, oh, everything's falling apart, nothing's going my way. But when you look back at it from the future, then you realize, okay, just because I went through this, I was able to appreciate the other things that came to me afterwards a lot more. So you have to go through the bad times to appreciate the good, basically.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
Is there any struggles that you can probably share with the viewers? Anything that you kind of?
I'm a bit of a shy person, but struggles. So I since I was born, for about 8 to 9 years, I lived in Switzerland. Basically, at the time, I was the only brown person in my school. So at the time, I didn't really understand racism or anything like that. But
I didn't understand anything.
Exactly. I was a little kid. But, now looking back at it, I realized I used to get a lot of stares from parents walking their children to school. I'd be the only one not invited to birthday parties. At the time, I thought, oh, okay, maybe they didn't find my jokes funny, so I wasn't invited. But now I realize, okay, it might have been something to do with the color of my skin. More than that, though, I think I was just appreciating the struggle my parents were going through, because racism was a bit more prevalent back then. But, people would start swearing at my parents when we were walking around, and my dad got kicked out of a bus stand at one point because he was brown, and they just shout stuff like, go back to your own country. So that was my first exposure to a struggle that at the time I probably didn't understand as well as I do now, but it was definitely a tough time for a family.
Were there any struggles that kind of, got you down and, took kind of some time to process? Because this struggle you would say is more.
Yeah.
You realized that later on it was a struggle, right?
Yeah.
Was there anything that kind of, education wise or personal or even anything really that you can think of?
I think a general theme that's kind of been a part of my life for a long time is finding a balance.
Okay.
So there'd be difficult times in my life where not one thing would go wrong, but there would be a lot of stressful situations happening at the same time.
Okay, yeah.
And that together would become a struggle. If it was one thing at a time, maybe most people would be able to manage. But when it all comes together, that's when it gets tough for people. I guess that's a sad reality of adulthood, actually, because when you're exposed to primary school and high school, you might have one thing that's bothering you.
Yeah.
But eventually, as you get to GCSEs or A levels or university, things start to build up.
Yeah.
And one time for me, the first time it actually hit me was when I was doing my GCSE mock exams.
Oh, okay.
So I had 9-10 mock exams to do, and just a week before that, my grandmother had passed away.
Oh, sorry to hear.
And it's okay, thank you. And it was tough because my dad didn't take it too well. So the home was a turmoil. Everyone was stressed, upset, understandably, and having to focus on exams as well on top of that. And I had some friendship issues at the time as well, which now looking back at it, I thought, okay, friendship. But at the time, it was a difficult thing.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So that was the first time I had 2-3 things going on, and it could have easily stressed me out, bothered me, just made me collapse. But I think I was lucky in the sense that I watched a lot of Tamil movies and things just in general that started to realize, oh, okay, you know what, if you have that motivation or you have a certain mindset, whatever you go through, like you can slowly make a pass through it and, come out the other end quite nice.
Films show that, right?
Exactly.
There's a problem and the hero or heroine has to kind of get through.
So a lot of the times I've realized it's more just perseverance through a difficult time. Like just stick through it. Make sure it doesn't get to you emotionally. Just take each day as it comes, get the things done that you have to on the day, and then slowly things start getting better.
Definitely.
Would you say you've gone through some struggles? And
me struggles? Nah, obviously,
nice, high five.
Yes, I think struggles is what unites all of us. If there wasn't struggles, a lot of us wouldn't have anything in common. But we're all united by struggles, and that's the time when in history everyone kind of joins together, right? Like oppression, it's a struggle. Everyone joins together. Anything, right? Struggle is, as much as it is a bad thing, it shows the best in humanity. It's when humanity stands up. Struggles I've had. Ooh. I mean, I would say, similar things as well. I've had struggles in the sense that in the past, I think I'd look out for the other people. And sometimes, people misinterpreted it in the sense that, why are you doing that? You don't need to do that kind of thing. I think sometimes it's gotten to a point where I've unnecessarily, I can just be living my life normally, but I help out and it's unnecessary, right? I think the struggle for me has just been uni. I would say I've always been the type of person who didn't have to put much work in. So coming to uni, it was difficult because I never really learnt techniques to actually notes take or anything. I'm not trying to say I was intelligent, it's just that
he is.
No.
Carry on.
No, it's just
he's super intelligent. Carry on.
No. If I was intelligent, I would be able to finish the sentence off, but I don't.
Good point. Carry on.
But I think up to, for me, school, I was able to kind of get through things without having to put a lot of effort in. And I never learnt that you need dedication and motivation to kind of carry on doing things. And you know, a course like medicine is very difficult as well. With you also need to continue with your life as well. It's not just a subject where you should just keep your head down. And you know, I've had my fair share of struggle with that. But you know, we move and it's like you said, it's trying to get that balance with everything, you know. Getting, when you sit down to work, you work. When you go out to have fun. It's enjoying the moments you have instead of thinking about the moments you don't have.
Yeah. So it's coming back to that balance kind of thing.
Yeah. And yeah, you know, struggles are just, I think they're doors, right? Doors that make you into better people. Once you go through them, you become a better person.
That's true.
But it depends on how heavy that door is.
But it also depends on the mindset you're in when you go through the struggle. Like some people, when they're in that struggle, they get into that state of, oh no, why does stuff like this always happen to me? And then that's a very dangerous spiral that people go down on.
Yeah.
So what's your perception of that? Like, how do you think, what kind of options do you have to not spiral into that dangerous path?
I think one thing everyone, like including myself, needs to keep reminding ourselves is that life is not constant. It's ever changing. So when the good times happen, just realize that this is not permanent, but enjoy it. When the bad times happen, that's not permanent either.
Yeah.
Again, but you'll weather through it. And I think you need to fight no matter what. Like, you just have to keep moving.
Yeah.
I understand there will be times, you know, including myself, there's been times when I've been knocked down and I've just been like, what do I do? Kind of thing. And it's okay for that to happen.
Yeah.
But there will be a time, and you know when it's the time for you to get up, and you just gotta power through.
Yeah.
Because the problem with struggles is that there's been people in like history who've been knocked down, and that's it. That's been their life. Like after that, it's been downhill.
Yeah.
We hear it a lot, but some people don't realize how quickly it can come by.
Right. That's a very good point, because from what I've seen in my friends or even in my personal life, it just takes one bad day.
Yeah.
You know, one bad day with 2-3 terrible things that happen to you that can spiral even the happiest, best, you know, most amazing guy in the world to, you know, spiral down that dangerous path.
Definitely, yeah.
And yeah, it's just hard to find ways to try and get people uplifted in those moments.
I think it's unfortunate when it's people who are happy, because usually people who are happy tend to be positive people, you know. They want the best for everyone, and you know, and when the whole world kind of just goes crashing and, you know, smashing down on them, it's hard.
It probably hits them the hardest because they got such a positive outlook on life. So when stuff like that happens to them, it's hard for them to cope, I guess.
Definitely. And I guess those kind of people, it then goes on to the fact that you need to talk to people. If you have these struggles, definitely let other people listen. There will be people who are willing to listen. You know, there might be cases where some people don't, you know, they might not have friends, but it doesn't have to be a friend. There's so many online support, you know, areas where people can just speak their mind and people are willing to listen. I mean, I can just tell, like, you know, you and me, like, I'd be happy to listen to any, like, random person.
So sweet.
No, but you know what I mean, like, you'd be happy to listen to anyone struggle, like, it doesn't have to be a friend. Because
actually, that's a good point. If anyone listening needs someone to have a listening ear to you, feel free to message Jerry or me on our social medias. right here.
Right here. I'm hoping I edited this bit.
I hope so too. But yeah, go
on. But yeah, no, definitely, because like I said earlier, we're all united by struggles, and nothing is too big for you. It may seem like that, but it isn't, because you're stronger than you think you are.
Yeah.
And that's something that we all underestimate our potential.
Exactly.
Yeah, like when you were younger, you didn't think some of the things you're doing now, like how am I doing this? You know?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
I think even like driving, for instance. Like at one point, it's like, how are you going to drive?
Yeah.
Just do, you know.
Thing is, everyone has struggles, right?
Yeah.
And they've had struggles since birth. Everyone has.
Yeah.
Once they get to a hard point in their life, I think it's a very good exercise to look back at all the struggles you've been to in the past and how you've overcome it, and you know, the better person you've become because of it.
Yeah.
Because knowing that you've done it before shows you that you can do it again.
Yeah.
Whenever there's a tough phase, just know that you can come out of it with trying to have a positive mindset throughout it.
Yeah.
And one thing that I found helps me is that if you expect it, because a lot of people, which is dangerous but a nice look to have, is that they always have a positive, happy outlook, meaning that, okay, tomorrow's going to be a good day. This is going to happen to me. I'm going to be so happy tomorrow.
Yeah.
But if you expect, you know what, something might go wrong tomorrow, but I'll be able to handle it.
Yeah.
If you have that kind of mindset, whatever happens, you'll be able to move past it and get on with it. And I think that's an important thing for people to get in.
Definitely. With that mindset, I'd like to challenge it.
Go on.
But so it's good, like I said, you know, definitely having hope and everything.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be like a step further better? I'm not saying I'm not at that level. I wish I was, but like, you know, being happy with the moment you have right now.
Yeah.
Because hope and expectations are. Hope is good, I think, in driving for success.
Yeah.
But success isn't happiness. Success is career. Success is, you know, other things. Happiness is what you feel now.
Right. But do you not think that's hard to do when you're going through a struggle?
It is, but I think it's because of the way we've been taught how to react to things.
Right.
I think there are, I mean, this thing goes to monks and everything, but you know, they learn to, like Buddhism, for instance, everyone thinks of monks as, you know, detachment, you know, being completely away from everything, but it's not that. It's applying yourself into things, but not putting an emotional kind of attachment to it.
Okay.
And you can, you know, I want to ask you, like, there are probably struggles that are happening to you, but you don't even think they're struggles, but they are probably struggles to someone else.
Yeah.
And that's probably because you've gotten through it so many times that it's now just like, you know, it's another, you know, it's another thing. And that's because you've unconsciously kind of worked through it, and it doesn't affect you anymore. And that's the thing, you know, most of the things, our problems are all mind related. It's never the actual problem. It's how we react to the problem. Again, though, there are struggles that, you know, do knock you down, and I'm saying that, you know, they will affect you. Those kind of ones, you're gonna have to kind of hope for a better future. But then some struggles, the issue with struggles is that it's happened. Say if it's a death of someone, as much as it's sad and everything, in the future nothing's going to bring them back. It's a constant in life. Once you've lost someone, you've lost them. And everyone says time heals, but you know, waiting for time to heal you isn't what's going to do anything. It's you realizing that you have to change how you view things. Time helps because your mind becomes stronger as time goes on, but I think we focus on the wrong thing. We focus on the aspect of time as opposed to shifting our mindset.
But what do you mean by shifting a mindset after say for example, you've had a close one pass away.
Yeah.
What kind of mind shifting?
I can never say that, you know, you've got to fix yourself in a day or two, because I think that's impossible. And, you know, depending on how you've been brought up and stuff, it's, you know, it's very hard, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, what, you know, if we lived in an ideal world, how it would be greater if we did certain things.
Okay.
It would be better. But in the mindset, like I'm saying, if someone you deeply cared about passed away, you gotta realize that the moments you had with them were great. You lived them, you enjoyed them, you showed the love that you needed to show.
Yeah. And,
you know, they lived a good and happy life, you know, like nothing's to stop how, you know, when anyone's life is going to end, you know, it's one of those uncertainties of life, right?
Yeah. But
I think if that's something that, you know, worries someone, and I actually, you know, I deep these things actually sometimes. I just think, you know, if you're with anyone, keep them happy. You know, if you get annoyed or upset about anything, keep them, you know, apologize. You know, nothing is bigger. Like, your ego is not that big. Let go of it. And
it's a very good thing to follow. Like, for example, with parents and stuff. I'm sure we've all had arguments with our parents, whether it's in call or in person. But at the end of the day, whether it's a call or in person, you have that dispute. It's better to just nip it in the bud, you know, forgive and forget, and just make sure you don't leave any last conversation as a negative one. Because you'd never know whether it will be the last conversation or not. You know?
No, definitely.
That's why
I think I don't know if this is me just being very deep as a child, but I think it's a bit weird, but like when I was like 7 or 8, my dad would sometimes drop me off at school, right? And he walked me to school, and so we walked and everything. And then when you know, we would cross traffic lights, you know, wait and everything. When I got to my school, I would tell him, like, when you walk home, make sure you look at the pedestrian lights and everything.
Oh, that's so cute.
No, because what was
that was inappropriate.
No. I don't know. Young Jerry would have appreciated that.
Yeah.
But I think I feared that. I feared that the people close to me, anything can happen. I don't know. That's probably unhealthy. But
no. I think it's good to be like that. Because that way you treat everyone the way they want to be treated, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I still have that constant fear with everyone close to me. I'm just worried, oh, is this going to happen? It's always on my mind.
Yeah.
But that helps me have that better relationship with that person.
Yeah.
You know? Never let ego or anything get in the way.
Yeah, because... Again, they were people who want the best in you, and, you know... why should you just let a single moment destroy that?
Exactly.
Even if it does destroy, you know, like if if anger creates an issue or anything. I think anything can be fixed. I just think, you know, it requires a little bit of working through.
But both people definitely need to do it.
But
otherwise,
it's possible. People have rebuilt so many things. Like, it's possible. Like, you've seen videos of people forgiving the person who's murdered their own child and anything, and you know, if they can do that, you know, we have so much potential for good in this world. It's just how open you are as a person to it. So you know,
that's true. Another thing, we have a list, by the way.
Yes.
We made a plan for you guys. One of the things...
I'm hoping this is still recording.
Should we check?
Yeah, just check.
Is it recording? I don't know.
I don't even know if it's...
Should we stop recording to see?
Wait, I think it should... Oh. Wait, click.